And people have nicknamed this Thor ships, and they are really nice because they give the mobility that Thors don't naturally have. So since Thors are so strong against bases and buildings, you can get a couple Thor ships and start harassing around. And since medevacs are pretty quick, you can micro around really well, take a couple hits on the Thor, and keep microing around again. So Thor ships can be very fun and effective to watch. And yeah, that's pretty much it about the medevac. They are a dropship and they support infantry, and you will see them used a lot. And the next unit I'm going to be talking about is the Viking. The Viking is a pretty cool addition to the Terran force. They pretty much turn into what looks like a Goliath, but they can't attack air in this form. This is their ground attacking mode. They don't have any like plus damage to armored or anything in their ground mode, but they do in their air mode. So Vikings are great against Void Rays. Actually, Vikings have so much range that they can attack a Void Ray without the Void Ray ever attacking them back. I believe that's true if they don't have the speed upgrade from the Fleet Beacon. So Vikings are a great response to Void Rays. Vikings are also pretty good against big units like Brood Lords, Carriers, and Battle Cruisers. So Vikings are good air-to-air units. They're nice because you can mass them pretty quickly with a reactor, so that is oftentimes what people get if they're not going mech. They'll just start pumping out Vikings, because typically if they're not going mech, they'll have an infantry build and have starports for medevacs and such. So Viking, good all-around unit, I would say. They're also good at raiding bases. If you get a couple of Vikings, they attack pretty quickly in their ground mode, so I would recommend using them as raiders as well for late game. It's pretty effective. The next unit I'm going to talk about is the Banshee, and the Banshee is probably one of my favorite units in the Terran Air Force because they're just so strong against ground. They do 2 attacks at 12 damage, so 24 damage total if you can do basic math. And they are really good against stalkers. Well, I mean, not so much stalkers. They're okay against stalkers. They're really good against marines because they pretty much two-shot marines. They're really good because they have cloaks, so they can go in and cloak in people's bases and harass mineral lines. They're also really good against immortals because Mortals can't really attack them, and they do lots of annoying damage to them. So Banshees are a pretty good unit to have. Let's say you do have an M&M force and you need a little bit more firepower. Banshees are not a bad thing to have. Also, you have the mobility to start harassing economies with. So I personally like Banshees. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to rush against Zerg as well, because Zerg often don't have that much anti-air. And if you can get the cloak off, then you can snipe out queens before they're able to get an overseer. And the Raven is a super cool unit. I really like the Raven. They have this auto turret, which is just like an attacking machine gun thing. Let me spawn it here for you. And this will attack air and ground, so it's a pretty nice little nifty unit. The Raven doesn't have any natural attack, so this is kind of what you do if like you're getting attacked by a single marine and have no other option. You'll just spawn an auto turret. But there's also the point defense drone, which is actually really cool. What people don't know about this that much, since I don't really see them used all that often, but let's say someone is going mass stalkers and you are going ravens, then you can make a point defense drone and you'll absorb like 90% or so of the stalker fire going at it. So it is very, very good against range, any kind of ranged attack. So it's a really good defense. I mean, that's what it's called. It's called the point defense drone. It's a very good defense against missiles and things like that. The last is a seeker missile. I don't have it researched right now just because it's kind of like a tutorial, but the seeker missile is basically an area of effect missile, and it's also pretty powerful. It has to be upgraded, so it seems to be pretty worth it whenever I've used it. It can take on masses like M&M blobs. It's very effective against because it pretty much one-shots everything in there, except for marauders. It'll get them very weak. But yeah, so that's the Raven. Pretty cool, nifty unit. They're pretty much they're like an air spellcaster, which seems kind of unique to Terran. Alright, so the last unit is going to be the Battlecruiser, and in my opinion, the Battlecruiser is the strongest massive aircraft, and I say that not so much because they have the strongest attack. I believe that might go to Broodlords or Corruptors or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they are just very versatile. They can attack both ground and air. You don't need to make interceptors to fire them up, so they're ready to go right once you create them out of the starport. And their Yamato guns, or Yamato cannons, are very good. They deal 300 damage to a single unit. So if someone's going carriers, then you just Yamato the carriers and they're pretty much dead already. So really good unit to have. They are kind of the swing in the, I don't know, can't really think of a metaphor here, but they are the strike force when you are not having any luck with anything else and you need to try to end the game. You will be going battle cruisers, and they are pretty good game enders. So if you're going Marine Marauder and you don't really have much else that's working for you, then start making out battle cruisers and you'll probably start pulling ahead in the game pretty well. Some units to avoid for battle cruisers are Corruptors. I wouldn't recommend purposely going a head-to-head combat against them because Corruptors are actually much stronger than battle cruisers are to Corruptors. So you might want to use them in conjunction with something else, and definitely repair battle cruisers. I see some people make battle cruisers and they'll come back in battle with like 30% life BC, and I don't understand why they're so expensive. Just repair them. And you might as well just even keep SCVs with them. Sometimes when I play Terran and I have lots of mech, I'll just bring SCVs with me out into the battlefield, and you'll add lots of life to your units. I always find that's a nice little trick. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed that and that it was somewhat, if not a lot, informative for you. And if you had enjoyed these tutorial videos, or you have been watching my videos and have not yet subscribed, please do, so that you will know whenever I add another video to my arsenal here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to conclude this video with the Thor in the middle taking a nuke in the face because I think that would be cool to watch. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of Mazeesports. Alright, a little timed off there, but cool nuke animation anyway. Thank you guys. See you guys later.